Welcome to the channel, guys. So this is my 1 year ownership and why I'm selling the A110S video. And I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short because there is a 6-month ownership review on the channel, and there's not really much more I can go on because the car's not had any issues. It's been absolutely great in the 6 months following that video. So let's crack on. Why am I selling it? Oh, it's there, it's next to it. That's not because I don't like the A110S, it's just simply because Bryony has always had a dream, and that dream was always a Cayman R in Peridot Green. Now, obviously, the Cayman R is extremely rare. There's only 42 of them in Peridot Green in the UK, half of which, so about 20, have PDK gearboxes, and half of which, again, only have PDK and bucket seats. So there's probably only 10 of those cars in that spec in existence. One came up for sale, and I just had to buy it. So that's the main reason why the A110S is being sold, is because it's being replaced. Not through any fault of its own, really. It is an amazing car. I stand by everything I've said about this car. It is a truly amazing car. It is superb also as a track car. If you want a daily driver that does everything, so you can drive it to and from work every day, do the shopping in it, go on amazing drives out, and do track days, the A110S is superb, or the A110, but I would always push the A. If you're an enthusiast driver, you like driving fast on B roads, and you do the odd track day, the A110S is a must. Unless you're going to buy a regular A110 and change everything. So by that I mean fit coilovers, fit bigger brakes, give the car more power, do everything. But by the time you've done all that, you probably should have just bought the S anyway. So yeah, it's a great all-round car. My only negative with the car really is you should upgrade the brakes. And I'll make it quick. AP 330mm 2-piece floating disc, Carbotech XP8 pads, upgraded brake fluid, transforms to brakes. That's all you need to do, and just do the front, and then the brakes are as good as you'll ever need them on a track day. So that's that. I literally just went out of my mind. But let's have a quick walk around of the car. So we can see, I mean, it is a beautiful car. And obviously being newer, you have more modern stuff in here like wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which are nice features to have. It's got a lovely suede interior, which really lifts the interior compared to the regular plastic interior. And yeah, and as I'm selling the car, say the car is for sale, £49,950. We'll buy the car. It's a 2022. It's under Alpine manufacturer's warranty until the 20th of March 2025. You can extend that for up to a further 3 years, which at a cost of about £550 per year. Car is on 9,500 miles. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the car at all. Everything works as it should. There are no issues. The only marks on the car is it has picked up a stone chip here, which I've made no attempt at touching in. See if we can spot that on the camera. So there you go, just there. That stone chip, and it has the mark of the front splitter which the car had when I collected it from Alpine, which is this mark here. Other than that, the car presents amazingly well. It is a great car. I say my only negative with it is lack of steering feel, but that's really something you're going to get with all modern cars now because they've all moved away from hydraulic racks, so they're all EPAS systems. And even though cars like the new Gen 2 GR Yaris and Porsche 718 Caymans do have pretty good steering feel for an electric rack, actually better than the Alpine steering feel, but still, even those cars don't even come remotely close to how a hydraulic rack feels, particularly like one in the Porsche Cayman R there. And of course, the main reason it's for sale is because that Cayman R is Bryony's dream car. And so there's no point in owning two cars that are essentially both identical. They're both mid-engine, 2-seaters, 300 horsepower, engines in the middle, rear driven, and both lightweights, 1,100 kilos versus 1,300 kilos. So that's one of the reasons really why the A110S is for sale. What do I have? Anything to add in my additional 6 months of ownership? As I have done 2 track days in the car. Well, I'll say I've done 2 track days. I've done 2 track days at Donington, and then I did a sprint day at Kerborough. I generally tend to keep my track days mechanically sympathetic. So what I mean by that is I keep my sessions to no more than 20 minutes and typically around 15 minutes. And I will go out and I will spend a couple of laps making sure the car is up to temperature, all the fluids and also the tyres. Then I will enjoy the car for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will cool the car off for 2 to 3 laps and then bring it back in, just to keep it mechanically sympathetic. But saying that, on track I have the, because this car also has Alpine telemetrics where you can monitor the gearbox oil temperatures and the oil temperatures in the engine. And yeah, based on the temperatures I've seen it get up to, you could probably easily be out for 40 minutes because it's never even got remotely close to a point where I'd be like, oh, it's getting a bit hot, I should start cooling off. It never even gets close to that point. Again, that's the advantage of a real lightweight car. Nothing's been pushed hard, and that's so, you know, everything's been really easy on the car. You see this here, the view from the driver's side. There's nothing to report. I think I had it serviced in August, which would have either been just before or just after the 6-month ownership review. I think that service was about £550. So a little bit expensive for what they're doing, but that's the Alpine tax. And that, when I say as the car is for sale, car is, all the wheels are completely unmarked. There are no curbs, there are no damage to any of the wheels. They're totally unmarked. The brake pads and disc are in very good condition because those brake discs were not on there for the track days. So the brake discs have done, well, they were on there for one track day, but then the other 2 track days they were not on there. So the brakes and the pads, I've got about 9 to 10 mil of material on them, so the pads are pretty much brand new. Front tyres are around 5 mil. One rear tyre is 3 to 4 mil. And the other rear tyre on the inner side is 2 to 3 mil. So that's going to be due for replacement next summer. I say that on the Cup 2s, you have to take it easy in these cold conditions because they haven't turned on, they're not warmed up, they're not gripping as well as they should be. But you can still drive it on the Cups during winter. Just take your time. But when it comes to summer or a track day, the Cup 2s are in a different league to the Michelin PS4 tyres. So yeah, that's really my video on, you know, my ownership, my 1 year ownership experience on the A110S and why I'm selling it. Mainly because obviously the biggest reason for sale is we have the Cayman R. My only dislike about the A110 is just the lack of steering feel, but that's it. And it's a niggle, and it's really, you know, all modern cars, it's the way all modern cars are going. Just be glad that there are manufacturers like Alpine still making lightweight sports cars, because at some point all new cars, whether they're supercars or what, are just going to be boring. They're just going to be mega powerful and mentally fast, but no fun. You'll have no feel through the steering. They'll be big and heavy, so that they just will not feel good. And I've always been an advocate of faster does not mean better. And the Alpine and the Cayman are champions of that. In a straight line, they're not particularly that quick. But you put them on a twisting, narrow type B road, and it don't matter how much horsepower you've got, both of these cars are probably going to leave you for dust. And not only that, even if they're not the quickest thing on a B road, the simple fact is, when you're driving these things, you're grinning like a Cheshire cat. They are so much fun to drive, they are so engaging, and they feel so well poised and balanced. It's superb. So for me, the only negative with the Alpine, steering feel, I would like it to be better, but I say I've tried everything. The Cup 2 tyres do give better feel, and it has the Life 110 fast road and track alignment on there, which have admittedly all helped. But then you get behind the wheel or something like a Cayman R, and it just reminds you of how amazing a good hydraulic rack was, whereas the best electric steering racks don't even come close. But I'm splitting hairs. Both amazing cars. We've owned it a year. It's had 0 issues. It's still under warranty for the next proposed buyer. So if anybody is interested in our Alpine A110S, you can get my email from looking at the contact information on YouTube. Just drop me an email, or if you're struggling, just add a comment and come and view the car. We're based in the Midlands in the UK. And yeah, so that's my 1 year ownership review of the A110S and the reason as to why I'm selling it. As always, thank you for watching. please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Thank you.